Hello, beautiful world. My name is Sara, and I'm a world-traveling, scuba diving, spiritually transforming international public speaker, travel storyteller, author, and founder of the award-winning travel inspiration site, Embolden Adventures. Today's discussion is on self-love, more than a spa day. It is a talk where I want to offer a few successful secrets for women, as I've come to learn personally and recently for myself. Along the way, I have been embarking on a powerful path of self-discovery and the spiritual growth, all within the supports of my travels. I think about this topic, self-love. It made me stop to wonder, self-love, what does it mean to me? How do we love ourselves? And when loving ourselves, I wonder, how could self-love be a successful secret for women? This share is for the Successful Secrets for Women's group as part of this quarterly event for 2024. My discussion today is for anyone interested in hearing about my recent travel adventure as well. I hope my experiences and perspectives today provide some guidance for you on these questions. In being a travel storyteller, I share personal stories of my adventures around the world, with a focus on encouraging others to be emboldened. I strive to inspire travel, to get out there, to see the world. I discovered my true calling to explore the worlds from the depths of the oceans to the heights of the mountains to the ancient megalithic mysterious places and beyond. I have visited over 43 countries and more than half of the states in the United States and still counting. Also, I share my travel adventure stories with foundation from my own lived life and the challenges I have faced and have worked on overcoming. And today, I'm connecting the dots of self-love and successful secrets for women to my story of surrender in 2022 and the spiritual adventure that had followed. It is my own recent story of transformation. I stepped up for myself to change my life. That action in itself is an act of self-love. Experiencing the world has helped me transform my life from what it was to what it is becoming now. And I'm chronicling this transformational story of mine into the trilogy of travel adventure memoirs I'm writing, with the first book of mine to come out this year in 2024. This transformational adventure of mine includes my recent story of traveling to Guatemala to work with the Mayan medicine women. And this experience is what I would like to focus on today. So let's begin. In early 2022, I hit a breaking point with my long career and my life in New York City as I knew it, and I just surrendered. It was a mere proverbial straw that broke the camel's back after enduring a leveling up period starting in 2020 of elevated stress, isolation, disorganization, and mental strain all around me. I was in anguish by this point 2 years later in 2022, and I would not take it any longer. So I put my foot down and I said, no more. I quit my job cold turkey and have been working on closing the final parts of this chapter as we speak. I needed everything around me to change, but I had no real plan other than putting my hands up in the air and declaring that I quit and that I was going to write a book. That's all I could do in this surrender point I was having. The tunnel vision that I had while needing for all of this bullshit to be over. I just trusted that what I was doing had to be done and felt right at that moment. This is what a breaking point looks like. Prior to quitting it all, though, I had built a 20-plus year career in the renewable energy and finance industries in New York City, including my time working on Wall Street as an investment banker and in private equity for over a decade, and as an early entrant into the field of renewable energy. I showed up in life with a fire in my belly and an impressive determination. Back then, I made the active choice to shine more by excelling in a man's world, finance, energy, engineering, government, which I did to the detriment of myself. I was immersed in a work environment full of intensity, competitiveness, aggression, high demands, working very long hours on the regular, fluorescent lighting in cubicles, and the toxicity that never ceased. The New York City environment where I lived added to this already all-consuming, stressful energy around me. I had the out-of-whack masculine energy in me going on overdrive and put my softer feminine energy away. I could handle it at first, but eventually I showed up to the world exhausted, low on sleep, and short-fused. This is chronic burnout, and I sustained it for that extensive, prolonged period of time, 2 decades of my life. I had trauma responses. My anxiety was always heightened, and it never came down. I was always on the edge and on alert. Even the littlest of things that I perceived may be going wrong, I took personally as if it was my fault and everything was going to fall apart. I was not practicing self-love. I should have respected my intuition about those self-serving office politics going on, about the ego-driven bad behaviors showing up in these organizations, and the lack of regard for one another. I should have understood that some of those leaders in the office weren't the arbiter of truth. They were just enjoying their position of power. I just assumed I was the one who was always wrong, and I gave this world around me complete power over me. I allowed myself to come second to the job and to the demands, and I let those come first. I let the world around me dictate my worth. I allowed my self-confidence to be based on my job performance. I was indeed world-class in many ways, but I needed to receive that understanding about myself for myself and not deflect or reject my truth as false or not enough. Sometimes in the past, I should have spoken up more for myself, actually, and enforced boundaries more strongly. And so that's why I hit my breaking point, because I became burnt out. I was overworked. I was stressed out. I was enraged, and my spirit was unhappy. I craved something more fulfilling. And so travel was my saving grace, to balance the energies and to separate myself away from the intense demands of my career. All the while, I had been attracted to exploring a spiritual awakening, a quest for self-discovery, and a deeper connection with the natural world around the world. I have been undergoing a broad seeking of sorts, this soft curiousness within me. And being receptive to it, I found my way working with the energy healers, with channelers, shamans and medicine people, monks, past life regression facilitators, plant medicine spirits, including Mama Ayahuasca, and the mysterious megalithic, and more importantly, Mother Nature herself. I have been learning and growing my gifts by tapping into the divine and the wild and trusting my heart rather than my engineering brain. I was connecting back with myself. After I surrendered in early 2022, I gifted myself time away. So what I did was I flew to California and I took a week for myself alone on a road trip. I drove up the Pacific coast, stopping along the way in the big surf forests and even spending some time with the stalwart mountain energy of Yosemite. My time ended with a women's retreat in the log cabins among the wise redwood forests. This women's retreat in Northern California was about learning how to be in touch with the metamorphic and transformative power of nature. This included the power of the humpback whale resting and nurturing after its long migration in the Pacific Ocean. It was the transition energy of the butterfly emerging from its cocoon. It was the soft fortitude and resilience of the mighty redwood that has grown from a tiny pine cone seed. Ironically, my expertise was in the renewable energy industry that I just walked away from, yet I hardly learned anything from these jobs about the wisdom of nature. And there at the retreat, I met one of my teachers. She's a somatic and earth-centered healer of the Mayan tradition. Since then, we have been working together for these last 2 years. And through my teacher is how we found ourselves in Guatemala recently. We felt the call of the volcanoes that surrounded Lake Atalan where we were. This area is energetically powerful that the indigenous Mayans believe holds a sacredness to it. We were arriving to another women's retreat, and this one was nestled in the mountainous tropical forests instead of the redwood forests. We had the comfort of the flowers, the vibrant colored butterflies, and the birds, including the hummingbirds, fluttering all around us. We joined embodied spirit women coming together in circle for healing and true support, offering each other quiet strength and softness. I learned in Guatemala that this word embodied means to me the ability to connect inward with yourself, your spirit, your intuitive awareness, and to flow freely in true confidence. This women's circle was outside of my comfort zone. That was a concrete, intense city of New York City I have known for so long. As a result, I expressed my resistance and reluctance. I was in emotional conflict with myself because I had my guard up. I brought to the forest this tough external barrier I built up all of these years. My softer femininity had been in here, inside, staying dormant, patiently waiting within. But bubbling up within me and trying my best to repress it were my feelings of sadness, feelings of my need for isolation, feelings of being uncomfortable with vulnerability. I look back at that to see that that was just my healing going on in progress. And healing is messy. During this retreat, we had the blessings of real medicine women from the Mayan tradition. They were here to offer their healing practices to us. They were dressed beautifully in their patterned shawls and their dresses in crimson reds, whites, yellows, and greens. Their eyes sparkled and their smiles were genuinely warm. Their hearts radiated love. Their wisdoms have been passed down from generation after generation through a lineage of Mayan healers. For these healers were the medicine people way before any of the Western world came to the continent. They understood and practiced the secrets of being connected spiritually with the land. They taught how to feel the embodied spirit within you, how to meet the spirit yourself, and how to uncover your divine feminine. Connecting with self is self-love. The medicine women introduced their healing plants. They said that the plants have this ability to cleanse and purify. The plants take away stuck energies we want released within us. Plants transfer that energy away from us and give it back to the earth. The medicine women demonstrated how we ask the permissions of the plants. And this is what they told us. They said, we hold them close to our hearts, close our eyes, and take in a deep breath of the plants. We feel their energetic signatures. Then we move the plants around our bodies to extract the energies within. And once we're done, we burn that plant or we place it back down onto the earth. Working with the plants is self-love. Also, we learned how to meet our wombs in meditative womb massage sessions. I never really acknowledged my womb before. I referred to her as an it until my teacher helped me to see. It took some time for me to relent, but when I did, I felt this Reiki energy all around my abdomen. It was powerful, like a subtle, dense, magnetic field in my hands. I now know how to honor my womb, meet her, talk with her, show her respect, and acknowledge that she's actually here. Our womb is our own wisdom keeper. Our womb is our intuitive gut feeling. She is the home of our divine feminine we all tap from the sacred energetic field. I further learned that we women lead life with the womb and not with our brains, because the womb is the source of our own powerful strength residing within us. With the help of this women's circle, I saw that our hearts are the connection point between the throat and the womb. Our passion that comes from our heart is led by the wisdom of the womb and is spoken to life by the voice in our throat. So for this reason, it is necessary that this energetic flow of the womb-heart-throat connection is free and clear of blockages. Honoring our womb is self-love. Then we learned about dance. My teacher showed how the power of dance can unlock stuck, repressed, or stale energy within us too. Foot stomps, shakes, hip movements. I learned to flow and dance, even though I really felt uncomfortable at first, but I kept going with it. My teacher taught us how to move our hips and let our wombs express themselves. Give the honor and the reverence, the center stage to your womb. Show her existence, her power, her aliveness, her wisdom. Dance is self-love. Throughout the retreat, we connected with the land. We had the sacred cacao ceremonies. We sung. We played the drums and the acoustic guitars. We cried and we hugged. Most powerfully, though, we entered the sacred Temescal. This is the sweat lodge, the fire womb of the volcano goddess, ready to rebirth us into the world as transformed and connected with the divine feminine. The medicine women led their sacred prayers inside the Temescal for one-on-one sessions with each of us. Their drumming, their singing accompanied their sacred prayers. The steam heat from the sweat lodge releases emotions stuck within us. And for me, I found it was rage and frustration and inability to speak my truth. My teeth were clenching, my fists were clenching, and I felt stuck in my chest as it burped, this stuck energy. But finally, the energy came out as foam and mucus, and then I emitted a cosmic cry to release some more of it. My energy was also stuck deep inside the tissues of my muscles. My hurt and trauma from my lived life, along with what they say is generational trauma passed down through our cellular structures, and it manifests into physical pain. In the Temescal, the medicine women massaged my stuck areas and restored my energetic flow again. Healing is self-love. Our time at the retreat ended at the sacred fire ceremony under the full moon. It was a ceremony of letting go and transforming. We released our pain, our sadness. We allowed our vulnerable selves to come in togetherness. Strangers became support for our healing. This was the sisterhood, a term I never truly understood until now. I saw in ceremony that the divine feminine is a blue glow of the moonlight. She is soft and nurturing. She is a magnetizing energy, and she receives. And with the help of the medicine women and my teacher, I was able to meet and unlock the power of my womb. At the end of the fire ceremony, when gazing into the sacred fire, I proclaimed to myself, I'm free. I'm free. I freed myself of the world I left behind in my surrender. And no kidding, when we were sleeping, an earthquake measuring 6.1 on the Richter scale shook the earth below us and woke us all up at night. And I think we evoked the fire goddess. Since returning from Guatemala, I have begun to embrace and revere the softer femininity that has been there inside me, staying dormant, patiently waiting in the background, since I shoved it away to be ignored as far back as my days in high school and in college. Now is the time to reclaim my inner beauty, my inner me who is there all along, loving me regardless of being ignored. Your womb is your Wonder Woman within you. It is the center of your personal power of your spirit. It's your true voice and it's your wisdom. This power is not from the external. It's not from your job title. It's not from your output. It's not from your bank account. It's from within. And society has attempted to sever that connection of yourself within yourself. Your womb is the connection to the divine. Get to know for you what the divine feminine means, the power of the moonlight, the softness, the quiet strength, the deepest of confidence within, holding solid, loving foundation. And that is what resonates outward, like a beacon of light in the night. It's a magnetizing energy. You are the divine. It is what the world was created from. And it's what the divine masculine rises up to protect. It's your attunement to Mother Nature. You are an embodied beauty through the divine. Meet her and know her and honor her above all else. And by standing firm to this understanding, the world around you conforms to meet you where you are. You are setting your standard. Resoluteness. It's a self-respect. And it's an example of how you show others and yourself how you deserve to be treated. This is self-love, and these are the secrets for successful women. In summary, they are holding boundaries by not allowing the world to push you around and tell you what to do. Knowing inherently about the wisdoms of nature. Connecting with your embodied spirit. Discovering what femininity means. Seeing that our womb is the source of our inner confidence. Protecting a gentle frequency of peace within yourself. Putting in the real efforts that lead to transforming your life away from the old and letting go. Finding solace from these teachings and then trusting in them. I see this lesson now for me. Today, I am moving forward in a great new direction. A huge weight has lifted off my shoulders. And right now, I am following the joy of my passions, and I'm relieved for letting my past go. I accepted that I'm done with that life, and it feels fantastic. So in surrendering to it all, I'm now coming to realize that it is time to thank that hardened shell that I built up around me and that fierce independence I developed for myself, and to forgive myself for alienating myself from the love of the world. And what if it all works out? A new journey, a new adventure, a call of courage to trust in the unknown and to act on our highest of passions. For these are the maps to navigate our adventures around the world and in our lives. And here you see me standing in front of you now, a change maker in progress. I've transformed into a travel storyteller, an international public speaker, and an author, with my first book in the trilogy of my travel adventure memoirs based on this transformational story of mine, set to be released this year. So come join me on the adventure. Be inspired to see the world. Go to emboldenadventures.com, follow me on social media, sign up for my email list, and be sure to buy my book that's coming out this year in 2024. Thank you for having me today. be emboldened.
3, 2, 1, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Everyone watching, we up in the game. Shooting our shot, yeah, we ready to play. Looking at power, no, we can't be tamed. Remember the name. Leveling up, yeah, we breaking the chains. Playing with fire, don't rattle the cage. Pushing the limit, whatever it takes. This is the moment where legends are made. This is where legends are made.
3, 2, 1, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Yeah, we told ya, we the champions, we the chosen. Gonna bust it wide open and own it. In the zone, yeah, don't you know it? Yeah, this is the moment.